Good evening and welcome back to Etown News. I'm Molly Finkin.
And I'm Katie Hartman. Ash Wednesday, blood drive, and more coming up after this.
Elizabethtown College has our own student-run radio station here in Steinman. Students in any year can join to be a DJ and there's no prior experience needed. We have many great DJs for this semester. To listen to our DJs, tune in on the radio or use the TuneIn app to listen to WWEC 88.3, the sound of Elizabethtown.
Etown Recwell is holding a fitness contest throughout the month of February. Students can track their daily steps for a chance to win the Step into Spring Break Challenge. These steps can take place on or off campus. The student with the most steps at the end of the month will win a walking pad. You can register by emailing the address below.
The upcoming Ash Wednesday holiday marks the beginning of Lent, which is a time of reflection and spiritual growth. Etown is here to help students observe the sacred holiday in the midst of their busy schedules. Visit the Brezovic Tower Conference Room this Wednesday at 12 p.m. for a brief service to receive ashes. If you're unable to make the service, Reverend Amy Shorner-Johnson will be available throughout the day to give out ashes.
The snow is still on the ground, which means the slopes are still open. You can take advantage of these conditions by going to Round Top Mountain for a day of tubing. Recwell is hosting a trip for students on Saturday, February 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. Admission is free, but you have to register by emailing Recwell. There are only 12 spots, so reach out soon. Transportation is not provided, but carpooling can be arranged. Enjoy the winter weather before it melts into spring.
Did you know that the U.S. is experiencing a severe blood shortage? Well, now you have the chance to help. The Tri Beta Biological Honor Society is partnering with the Red Cross to host a blood drive right here on campus. Stop by the CAV this Wednesday from 12 to 5 p.m. to take part in this life-saving mission. Participants will not leave empty-handed. Every donor will receive a $20 e-gift card to a location of their choosing. If you're interested in donating, visit Etown Tri Beta on Instagram and register using the link in their bio. Now here's Nathan Hoffer with your weekly sports update.
Thanks, Katie. It's been a busy week for Elizabethtown sports. Most of the winter sports are gearing up for the postseason and spring sports are getting underway. The season is underway for the men's lacrosse team as they begin 0-2 after a loss to St. Mary's. The Blue Jay trailed by 2 after halftime, but a strong third quarter helped the Seahawks win 12-7. Junior Reese Levison led the Blue Jays with 2 goals. Tristan Coleman, Brent Whelan, Finn Kristen, Casey Lamy, and Jay Rodriguez all had 1. Ben Zatz played the full game in a goal, allowing 12 points when stopping 12 shots. They'll try and get their first win of the season next Wednesday against Stevenson. Isabella Calgar set another track and field record for the second week in a row. The sophomore 12.92 meters in the shot put to win the F&M Blue and White Invitational. The score was enough to become a new school and conference record. Gwen Young took second in the 5K, followed by Keely Fitzgerald in 7th and Isabella Anderson in 9th. Kate Bendall had a very successful day, placing in 3 different events. She took second in long jump, 5th in the triple jump, and 8th in the 60-meter hurdles. On the men's side, Will Ignis took home gold in the 800-meter race with a time of 1 minute and 57 seconds. Marty Ratchford took 3rd in the 5K, right in front of Frank Contini in 5th. Joseph took home a pair of medals, placing 2nd in the 60-meter hurdles and 3rd in the long jump. Select athletes from both teams will compete in the NYU D3 Invitational. After a loss last Thursday to Stevenson, men's volleyball bounced back, beating Roanoke in 5 sets. The Blue Jays took the first 2 sets before Roanoke battled back, winning the next 2. In the 5th and final set, Elizabethtown got an early lead and never looked back, winning 15-11. Logan Smith led the team with 19 kills. Braden Ambrester added 18 kills in 6 blocks. Patrick Nair lent a helping hand with 52 assists and 0 errors. They now stand at 11-2 on the season as they prepare for Messiah on Tuesday. Men's wrestling lost a heartbreaking match to Gettysburg on Senior Day. It ended in a 21-21 tie, but the Bullets got their win based on match point criteria. Jevin Jackson and Corey Cope got their things started with victories at 125 and 133. The Blue Jays then trailed 6-15 before big wins from Gavin Fair, Gannon Smith, and Will Davis to take a 21-15 lead. Gettysburg got a pin with 11 seconds left in the final match to tie the score and defeat Etown. The Jays are back on the mats hosting Messiah tonight at 7. It was a tough night for women's basketball, taking on the second-ranked team in the nation. The Blue Jays lost to Scranton by a score of 48-88. McKenna Mumert scored 16 points in 33 minutes. Aliyah Kennedy and Ava Chapman each contributed 9 points. Scranton dominated the glass, outboring Etown 42-26. Scranton remains undefeated with 21 wins as the Jays fall to 14-7. The men had a more successful outing, beating Scranton 79-72. Austin Finarelli once again led the team in scoring with 30 points. Zuri Harris added 15 off the bench, while Woody Machado scored 14. EJ Finney only had 3 points, but his career-high 11 assists were essential in the win. They handed the Royals their 4th loss of the year as Etown improves to 15-6. The NFL season is officially over following Super Bowl 60. The big game saw an anticipated matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. It was a relatively defensive game as the Seahawks led 12-0 after 3 quarters. Both teams combined for 30 points in the 4th quarter, but Seattle's strong offense surged in a late pick-6 lead to their 29-13 victories. Running back Kenneth Walker won the game's MVP award for 135 rushing yards on 27 attempts. This was their 4th Super Bowl appearance and 2nd win in franchise history. The Olympics are only a week in, and it's already been an exciting competition. As of recording, Norway, Switzerland, and Austria lead the pack in medals, but some American athletes have already made their mark. Breezy Johnson won gold in the women's downhill for alpine skiing, as did the men's figure skating mixed team. One athlete whose miraculous comeback was cut short was Lindsey Vonn. The 41-year-old hoped to make Olympic history, but a pair of serious injuries stopped her. She tore her ACL in the weeks leading up to the games and fractured her tibia during the downhill skiing event last Sunday. She was airlifted off the course and underwent surgery immediately after. She's now in stable condition as she begins her recovery.
Thanks, Nathan. This week is shaping up to be slightly warmer than last, with highs in the 30s and 40s. Be prepared for possible showers for most of the week. Today, Friday the 13th, calls for a high of 34 and a low of 20. Expect partly cloudy weather for most of the day. The sun will reappear just in time for Valentine's Day with a high of 37 and a low of 19. Sunday calls for late night rain and snow showers. Expect a high of 36 and a low of 24. The rain and snow will continue into Monday with a slightly warmer high of 40 and a low of 26. There will be a break in the rain on Tuesday with a high of 42 and a low of 31. Wednesday calls for early morning showers with a high of 47 and a low of 32. And finally, the rain will continue for most of the day on Thursday. Expect a high of 44 and a low of 27. That's all for this week's Weather Watch. I'm Aaron J. Girvan. Now back to Molly and Katie in the studio.
President Donald Trump is receiving major backlash over a racist social media post targeting former President and First Lady Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. The image was deleted last Friday after widespread criticism from both Democrats and Republicans. In an early statement, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt dismissed the instant outrage over the post. However, hours later, the White House issued another statement saying a staff member had posted the image by mistake. In a press conference last weekend, President Donald Trump defended the post, saying no mistake was made. An Obama spokesperson said the former president had no response. The Washington Post is in hot water after its publisher has abruptly stepped down. Washington Post publisher Will Lewis announced his departure last weekend after only 3 years in the position. The news comes just days after the Post said it would be laying off nearly 1/3 of its staff. Cutbacks include eliminating the Post's sports section and photography staff. The paper is owned by billionaire Jeff Bezos. Neither Bezos nor Lewis took part in the staff meeting announcing the major layoffs. As of recording, the search continues for the mother of Today Show anchor, Savannah Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie was reported missing nearly 2 weeks ago. She is believed to have been taken against her will from her home just outside of Tucson. Multiple news outlets have received alleged ransom notes. Authorities believe at least one of the letters is credible. In a series of videos posted to social media, the Guthrie family pleaded with their mother's kidnappers for her safe return. Concerns are growing over Nancy Guthrie's health because she is without her daily medication.
Musical artist Don Toliver has released his newest 18-track album called Octane. Within the first day, the album earned 32 million streams and 14 songs on the global Spotify charts. It features well-known rappers such as Travis Scott and Yeat. Toliver is expected to go on tour this summer starting May 12th. The hit HBO Max show Euphoria will be returning to audiences in April after nearly a 4-year hiatus. The show was delayed due to the tragic passing of actor Angus Cloud, who starred as the beloved character Fesco. Some of Hollywood's biggest stars, Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, and Sydney Sweeney, will be reprising their roles for season 3. The story will take place years after high school. The newest season is set to premiere weekly starting April 12th. Romance rumors are heating up between Tom Brady and Alex Earl. The pair were first spotted together at a party on New Year's Eve and were just seen again at another party on Super Bowl Eve. Brady has now been divorced from his ex-wife, Giselle, for 3.5 years. Earl recently broke up with her NFL boyfriend, Braxton Berrios, while the two did not watch the game together. Many think this won't be the last time they're seen together.
That's all for this week, Jays. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at ECTV40 for all of our latest updates on our shows. I'm Katie Hartman.
And I'm Molly Finkin. Have a great week and remember to
Take flight, Etown!